Okay, it is now time to start the second half of the. Somebody take my agenda? Huh? Hold on, I gotta find an agenda here. All right, I'll just read it. Second half of the regular Commissioners Court meeting for August 25th. And the first item number 12 is going to table. Item number 13. That is fine. Okay. Next, we're going to discuss possible action on acceptance of following maintenance bonds for Hunter's Ranch subdivision located in Precinct 2 off Crank Road, bond 206-282, unit 15A, bond 206-284, unit 16A. Mr. Sitter?
We'll make a motion that we accept the maintenance bonds, and that's for 2 years on the road and for Trank Ranch.
Okay. Motion and a second. Any other discussion?
But for those that don't understand what a maintenance bond is, which means if the roads start messing up and coming apart, they're responsible for repair.
That is correct. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Next, we have discussing possible action on preliminary approval of Las Pincas subdivision located in Precinct 1 off County Road 4643. Man, we got a new meet here from the building office. I know you've been there forever, but, you know,
I stay in the back office most of the time.
Mr. Weaver's is the A-team, so they just keep them in back until they need him, right? And your name?
I'm Garrett Forthuber. I work for Clyde County Development. We're the landowner and developer of this property.
Perfect. This is Mr. Newlands?
Yep. This is the one that, on the north side of Highway 90 County that Mr. Precinct can buy.
Okay.
So, I guess it's been on for 8 months or so, back and forth. This one is gonna be private road subdivision.
It is.
Yes.
All private roads, on the plans before you can see there's a large area of flood area, not FEMA flood zone, in the northeast portion of the property. And that's why the lots are laid out the way they are. There is a minimum of ½ acre in front of each of those buildable space. That's up out of the flood zone. Respect did all the flood analysis on this. That's another report that you have in your packet.
Mr. Raymond, I congratulate you. You listened to me on all those subdivisions we've done. There is not one cul-de-sac on this subdivision, and that is A+.
That's the way this one worked out well. So, and where the water system,
Beautiful job,
yeah. So a nice loop design on this. There is a road stub to the north for any future expansion potential there, and that will be paved up to where a drainage ditch will be coming through to intercept drainage from the adjoining property.
So at this point in time, there's only one access egress point, right?
That's correct, off of County Road 4643.
This is 84 lots.
Total of 85, 2 of which are accessed directly off of the county road down in the southwest corner. Lots 42 and 43 will get the water service and their access directly off the county road. Everything else is accessed internally.
Yes. I thought about 47 was gonna come off of.
47 should be off of Las Vegas Drive as a private. We can add and same way with lots 1 through 6, if you want, we can add a non-access easement along there just to make sure they don't try to get it right. But they're intended to be accessed.
Wait, you won't be able to get back in, so you're gonna have to go that way. I'm sorry.
And is this gonna be what is it, East Medina or?
East Medina Water.
Yes.
East Medina Water gonna be able to service all
Yes,
this?
sir. East Medina Water. In fact, there's some improvements. I think there's an existing 2-inch line there. There has been a fair amount of engineering put into it. The plans to bring a 6-inch. In fact, there's an easement all the way along most of the upper west side of the property that's intended to contain their water main up to the north side of the property for potential future expansion on that system.
Yeah, that was a perfect design. No cul-de-sacs.
Beautiful.
Cul-de-sacs are our #1 things we hate in these subdivisions, because trash trucks, any large vehicles turn, get rid of them.
Buses.
school
this
bus
will
there.
survive. You'll see on the second page of your plans, there is a cross-section of the roadway that's designed to meet either minimum county spec or the geotech report, which in this case is more stringent because of the heavy clay there. So that's what we're pointing for. Rock Geo has already completed their report and have a pavement analysis on that. That report is that big.
I talked to Captain Honor, he had no issues with this. He said everything to his recommendations. I will read the motion, we give preliminary approval.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second, any other discussion?
I'm just gonna ask you, is this gonna be seal coated or highway asphalt?
Geotech, I think, is calling for a double surface course, but there's a subgrade treatment, either geogrid or lime on that one, and a deeper base on it, just to give it I believe it's double asphalt, is what they're called.
Seal coated.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much. Mr.
Thank you very much.
Next, we have discussed possible action on authorizing justice of the peace precinct 3 to move into the jury room in the courthouse. And Judge Howse has been asking me for months to allow him to move, and I haven't allowed him, and he wanted to talk to y'all about it, so,
Well, I found something on the special district law, 5.15, control of the courthouse. Well, actually, Judge Haley found it, and it says the Commissioners Court has full authority to allocate space within the courthouse. And I'd like to ask the Commissioners Court, after speaking to a lot of y'all, and being told by several people that it's better to move and ask for forgiveness later than it is to ask for permission in the first place. But I'd sure like to be able to move my clerks in there where I'm not sitting back and back on the president's office.
my reason for holding back this whole time has been that jury room, while it has been used, someday as we grow, there'll be other trials, and we still use that courtroom. I think CPS uses it.
Yeah, they use a large courtroom.
They use a large courtroom, but if there's ever a trial, that jury room will be needed. Judge Howse asked me about moving the jury room into the Judge Cass's old office where his girls used to sit. I said that's not doable because the sitting judge on any trial is going to be sitting in the office right next door. I asked Cash and Kendra both their opinions, and they agreed that that's a bad idea to have a jury sitting right next door to where the judge is in chambers. I also look at Judge Howse and I look at the office upstairs. They probably got less space than you do. So my thought would be this: if you want the jury room next door, then move your girls into that room, because I don't want to give up space that we're going to be using in the future someday.
Which room would you suggest?
The jury room, and we'll make the jury room, our old commissioner's court room can be the jury room, and the next item on the agenda is a company that wants to have this place to come in and meet abused kids and things of that nature. And we have spaces over there, which is why I hate for people to start spreading out and taking over space that we will, as we grow, we will be needing. So my solution to you would be this:
Yes, sir.
move your girls out of that office into the jury room. If we approve the next item, we can put belong into that room. And we can move the jury room into the old courtroom, our old courtroom.
And we also have the old Judge Dubos's office.
That's correct. And that office, if DPS ever makes their decision, will be a DPS office, okay? And so that would be my proposal to you, is to just move over to the jury room and vacate the room they're in right now. And let us have it, or still have an office for future.
Is there access from your office to that jury room?
Pardon?
Is there access from your office
Yes,
to
sir.
that room?
There's a sealed door we can unseal.
Yeah, the door is closed and locked, and there's a piece of plywood on the jury room side that's screwed to.
Do y'all have any problem with doing that?
Your precinct, David?
Is that room that we're talking about over there, is that big enough for you and them, or are you looking at keeping the same office?
No, that's room enough for us.
Okay.
That's almost building.
You're not gonna move your office into the jury room?
No.
He's gonna stay where he's at, they're gonna flip over to the other side.
So I don't have a problem with that.
No, if everybody's all right with that, I'm all right.
If I may,
Is that your motion?
I'll make a motion. Okay, we move the justice of the peace, precinct 3, office staff in the jury room in the courthouse.
And vacate the office they're in.
Vacate the office they're in.
I have been asked by our 2 constables from precinct 1 and precinct 3 if they could use the office that I'm moving out of so they'd have an office.
There's,
That's up to y'all guys.
well, there's an item coming up, and that office is not gonna be full-time use by these people,
Right.
but you do have a place in there where they can store stuff, right? That, the old safe, or whatever that is,
Yeah,
does that thing close?
no, it's full.
Huh?
It is full as we speak.
No, but does it close and lock?
Yes,
You have a way to open
we've got a combination to it.
it? Okay.
That is what we call our safe room and safe. In
Okay.
case we have anything done, we have checked it to make sure if we go in there for a tornado or something, our cell phones still work in there. And we have the combination hid inside there where if my girls got locked in there for some reason, there's 5-digit combination to open that stuff.
But that would be inside his office.
That won't be their office anymore.
No,
From the inside?
Okay.
no, you can't unlock it from the inside.
Cannot use it.
No, you cannot unlock it.
I'll bet it's a storm,
And
right?
in fact, there's a door that goes from there into old Judge Dubos's office. And that combination lock is messed up. Don't know what it would take to fix that.
All right, we have a motion.
So will we be designating the old Commissioners Court as a jury room?
We're gonna set it up for a jury room.
I'll second.
Motion and second, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you,
Very
sir.
good. Thank you all very much.
Next, we have discussed, take possible action on memorandum of understanding with SJRC Texas, authorizing SJRC or belong to, utilize the old Commissioners Court room. We're gonna change now. Because we just changed it.
Just space.
You just needed
I
space.
just need space.
Please introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. My name is Nicole Cody. I am the community liaison for SJRC Texas /Belong.
SJRC stands for,
Well, no, now it's just the initials. It used to be St. Jude's Rich Children.
Okay.
Yeah. But now they're just initials.
really? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so we are the agency that right now is responsible for the placement of children in safe homes and foster homes right now. Starting this fall, we are going to be taking over total case management of kinship and foster cases for Medina County. And we are looking for space so that we can have workspace for our caseworkers that we're hiring. We expect anywhere between 15 to 20 caseworkers. We have a prevention team that we're building out, and we need space for parent-child visits. We need space to work with parents to develop service plans, and then any necessary trainings that we need to host for the employees and the families we serve.
Now, training would require more than just an office, right? You need more space?
No, we need a desk, we need a
Oh, okay.
conference, like a table.
Yeah, so,
Not large-scale trainings,
okay,
yeah.
so that office will still work.
Yeah, whatever you showed Kelly.
Yeah, actually, it's gonna be across the hallway now, but it's still a fairly sizable office.
Yeah, yeah, because we work remotely, but they do need to come in sometimes to, print paperwork, write paperwork. We are mobile, but we do need to find a space besides relying on, McDonald's and library and whatnot.
We have the nutrition center in our action, right? And I haven't been able to contact that lady at the nutrition center. If they're not gonna reopen that, we've got the possibility of having another 2 offices or another 2 rooms for space such as what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, if there's vacant space up there, if you need to have something. On the other side of the creek, there is a road that goes all the way from here to Devine. I promise.
Get a pass, you need to get a pass before you get down there, okay?
Yeah.
But
Maybe one of these gentlemen here can issue one, but it's advisable.
But if you need something somewhere other than here, we've got space over there as well, but I'm gonna talk to this guy and see if they're not gonna continue that.
Right, I mean, the ultimate goal would be to have like a family hub where they were able to bring in resources where we could pull in like a counselor who could provide mental health services for the family without them driving into San Antonio or doing it virtual and things like that, and working with different agencies to, one-stop shop for these people to make it easier.
There is a long-term goal that Keith and I have talked about, because it's going to be his someday. We bought the Honda National Bank building. There's a lady that came to see me, she's a former county judge in Burnett County, down at Clyde, they actually have property here. And she has formed this nonprofit organization where they actually bring in organizations like yours and others like it. I mean, ACOG has a whole bunch of services they can offer to children, to elderly people, to mental health. And she's looking for a place in Hondo to actually put that together. Keith and I talked about it. The bank building would be a great spot whenever they vacate, which won't be for 2 years, but in the meantime, they need a place to sit. But I think that may be an idea for y'all to consider somewhere down the line. When we get the Hondo National Bank building in full, it's about a 10,000 square foot building.
Yeah, we're building out a prevention team. I'm there to get certified to be a parent educator. We're already working with the family in Hondo to prevent them from losing custody of their children. And we're making headway here. We're definitely growing and moving along.
So they're in charge of placements.
Starting in the fall.
October. So.
Starting in the fall. Well, we're trying to
You don't have
placements
any?
now, yeah, but we'll do.
I take it y'all know each other.
Because we don't have the English in front of us, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a very draft version. Yes, it needs to be.
So it's gonna be changed now to, so they will occupy the office space being vacated by.
That's right.
There's on your desk.
I'll make a motion that we approve that MOU.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, ma'am.
And just be aware that there is space in the right if you need.
Yes,
Yeah.
So much you're not gonna have a problem on it.
and also, the next step is just to reach out to Jennifer.
Okay.
And she will work with you on getting you a key, probably an internet hookup, right? We got internet up there, so that's probably all we need is.
There's light.
And electricity plugs, there's plugs there, so you're good to go.
Do I bring my own water?
Good question.
Thank
We
you.
still
Appreciate
have
it.
water over there? Oh, you know what? You may, the bathroom facilities are off limits, so.
We're creative here.
No, we didn't, but thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have discussed a possible action on approval of maintenance agreement with Mental Lex for live scan software for the sheriff's office. That is, what is Mental Lex? Who's gonna tell me what that
The
is?
fingerprint system.
It's what?
The fingerprint system,
Okay,
live scan.
this is just a maintenance agreement to keep it going. All right,
I'll make a motion that we take care of the maintenance agreement, keep it going.
Second.
motion is second, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have discussed a possible action on approval of quote from Clyde Technologies for Brazos software for the sheriff's office. What does Brazos do?
Software for ticket writers.
Okay, so that's $2,500. What?
I'll make the motion to approve the quote from Clyde Technology.
Motion is second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have discussed a possible action on approval of a proposal from Fast Site for an on-call psychiatric nurse practitioner for jail inmates. So as of August 31st, the sheriff's office has been using MHDD. They've provided a tele-psych service for inmates that need to be assessed, evaluated, or whatever the word could be. But as of August 31st, MHDD has no longer ceasing that. They're doing that program because our federal government has cut that funding. So they don't have funding to do it, so the sheriff needs to have something between now and January 1, when he opens his jail, new jail up, because January 1, when he goes to 192 beds, you will need more advanced nursing services and stuff like that, correct?
Correct.
But we have to keep the mental health going until then. And so this is a company that's actually doing it for MHPD, and we have asked them to send us a proposal, because they'll keep doing it until January 1, when we are no longer need to use it.
Is this gonna be in, it's be on call?
It's in-house, it's all like Zoom.
Not all, it says on call.
Zoom, TV, so doctor can diagnose over the phone by talking to them and evaluate them. And Sheriff, if I remember correctly, we needed the level 4, part of the agreement,
Yes, sir.
the $6,000 a month,
We go over 25 a month.
yes. So,
Is that a month-to-month contract?
it's going to be a month to month, yes, sir, so you can terminate it January 1 or whenever, when I talk to you. And I will confirm that because it just came in yesterday evening. But when I was talking on the phone, I told her I need to be able to terminate on when we don't need it anymore, 30-day notice. So I'll make sure that's there, so if y'all make the motion to level 4, just allow me to make changes if necessary.
I'll have to approve the proposal for the fast side, and allow them to make changes as required.
Motion in a second. Any other discussion? You know, my county attorney is sitting back there. I'm just going to hand this to him. Can you tell me if it's cancelable in 30 days? I'll send it out here. Make sure it says what it's supposed to say. You already. Okay. Next is we have, motion passes, by the way. Next we have discussion and take possible action authorization to advertise for sealed bids to meet the health care requirement of the jail once the new addition is operational.
Sheriff, make that motion.
Okay, motion is second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Another unfunded mandate, right?
That is correct. That is correct. So the next item is something we do every year, and that is discuss, take possible action on approval of the following contracts. And it's A through O. These are all of the juvenile probation's, locations where they can take juveniles either free or post. Lynette was met with, and Lynette couldn't be here today, but I told her she didn't need to be. Lynette had a meeting with myself and Judge Cash and Judge Kendrew, who are the juvenile board. Keith was present in that meeting. The only changes, rule changes in all these contracts is dollars.
Just the money.
Everything is going up. What we used to pay $125 a day, we're up to $250
$250
a day. And she's driving to as far as Lubbock in Dallas to drop kids off because there is no facilities here, or they're usually booked, the ones that are close. She's got a bunch of in Gonzales, which is the closest thing, Guadalupe. She's got some in Guadalupe. Atascosa's open, theirs up next month. So basically, we've all, the juvenile board approved all these, but they have to be approved by all.
I will make a motion that we accept the proposal from that have been okayed by the juvenile board.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have discussing possible action on passing a resolution calling for measures to secure the border, protect our community, support the governor, and request the federal government to perform its job. Mr. Oberlender, you signed up to talk on this. We had earlier in citizens to be heard as normally at the end of the first session at 9 o'clock. So you've missed out on everybody else that's talking, but you've got 3 minutes, so please talk.
I'll give copies of what I was going to say here. I can do this in 3 minutes.
Did you say 30?
Yes, sir.
No, 3.
3 minutes.
Okay.
I'm assuming that you showed the proposed resolution?
I have it right here.
Okay. I have not read it, of course.
Okay.
I'm going to speak strongly in support of the declaration of invasion. My neighbors and friends have asked me to speak on the subject. You said that there's case law that says illegal immigration is not an invasion. The California case adjudicated by the Ninth Circuit Court, the court said in its finding that the answer to the invasion question, their answers were dicta, not legally binding. Dicta means they said it. It's not a legal, it's not legally binding. We're here to make it political. If you're referring to the Arizona case where the references to transnational cartels conducting the invasion did not meet Article 4, Section 4 standards, we're not just talking about Article 4, Section 4. We're also talking about Article 1, Section 10. Clause 3 states, no state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops, or ships of war in time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with another state or foreign power, or engage in war unless actually invaded. In a way, we need this declaration. I'm going to come back to my next point there. I have professionally planned invasions. I have actually defended against invasions. I participated in an invasion that was as bloody as you can imagine. I was also in Ukraine when the Russians invaded Crimea. They didn't fire a shot during that invasion. They just moved in. The illegal invasion by illegal immigrants is very similar. They're just moving in. The Ukrainians were quickly overwhelmed. We're getting there. It hasn't happened. We're getting there. It's taking up our resources, your resources, to fight these actions by the illegal immigrants and the cartels. As for the cartels, if you looked at the statistics lately of fentanyl deaths throughout the United States, it's the leading cause of death for our population between the ages of 18 and 45. The ever-increasing violence that we see in the county. There's several reports of the high-speed pursuits, crashes, deaths. It's an invasion. Those things are doing to our residents what invasions do. We need to add our county's declaration to the ever-growing number of such statements. Our state, our county, our neighborhoods and communities are being invaded. It's time we took official recognition of that fact. That concludes.
Thank you. Man, your timing is perfect.
Was the resolution approved?
It's next, it's on the agenda right now, it'll be approved. Okay, sorry you weren't here at 9:30, but I'm not gonna repeat what I said at 9:30, but I bet. No, you know, the second time around it gets better. I don't think so. I think that gentleman might have it recorded if you wanna see if he can get you a copy of it. You'd be more than happy to see it. So, next on the agenda is a resolution calling for measures to secure the border, protect our communities, support the governor, and request the federal government to perform its job. I'm not going to repeat all the whereas in here, but basically what we're asking the court to, the court is recognizing the failure of the federal government to perform its duty and supports Governor Abbott's actions to attempt to secure the border, to enhance efforts to stop the drug cartels from bringing illegal drugs across the border, to bus illegal immigrants at their choice to locations out of state, which I think there are 6 more today.
Yes.
So he's doing that. Take other actions that he is allowed to by law to slow down illegal crossings to protect residents, and to continue to pressure the federal government to do its job. That's basically what we're supporting our governor, who I said earlier, when you look at the news and you see a fence put up that our governor has put up, and the federal government comes in and unlocks it so they can walk in, that's, you know, our governor can't stop that. It's federal government coming in and taking over, and until they do their job, unfortunately, we have a problem. We have a huge problem.
Can I say something that I missed? Those courts said it's not a political statement. We need to make it a political statement.
Let me just explain to you, the governor, being a former AG, knows the law better than I do or anybody else. And I'm sure if he could make it into an invasion, he would. I've talked to Chief Kidd, who is the head of TDM, who works straight for the governor. And it hasn't happened. Our Attorney General, Sitting Attorney General, has not been able to make that jump. No court has made that jump to an invasion being illegal immigrants. And why you say it's dicta, something stated in a federal appellate court decision still means something. Otherwise, they wouldn't have said it. Okay, am I correct, Mr. Hagee? Okay, but, so it is the law as it exists today. And we are not gonna change that in this court. We are gonna support our governor to do everything he can, and that's what this resolution does, which I should point out also, that the last 6 counties that have passed something, passed resolutions, not declarations. I don't know if you knew that.
Understand, yes.
But I have copies of all of them, and I've read them all. And pretty much they're all the same. Ours is a little bit different, we actually have a little more detail. But anyway, so with that,
I'll make a motion to approve.
And I'll second.
motion and a second, any other discussion?
Do you have a copy of this thing, Robbie?
You can have mine. I have plenty. I have access. You want one too?
Please.
I'm sorry, you'll have to wait in line.
Peter's turn.
I think we probably want to concentrate on one.
All right, we can make copies if you would. Maybe could you get somebody to just make a bunch of copies? Give it, sir, just give it to Gina.
Would we rather,
And, or Louie, can you take?
Judge,
Huh?
would we rather wait
Wait about half
until
hour.
it's signed and
Y'all
have
wanna wait
that
till
one
it's
going
signed?
around?
Okay,
Don't
Instead
wait
of-
till it's on to get a copy.
all right,
I would like the word.
okay, that's fine. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have a public hearing to receive comment on proposed order of Commissioners Court to reduce speed limit on county roads 241, 242, 243, 244, 245, and 246, located in San Martin Hills, in Precinct 1.
So this is just another way to sort of business that nothing's ever registered. So we just gotta register it so we can make it legal.
Good enough.
Okay, so is that the public hearing? So before you make a motion, we gotta close the public hearing.
Would you open it?
Oh wait, no, this is, I'm sorry, this is the action item, I'm looking at the public, no?
You were on the
I'm on the public hearing. All right, I'm gonna close the public hearing, we're gonna go down to the action item to reduce the speed limit on those roads.
Make a motion, we set it at 35 miles an hour for every road.
I'll second that.
Motion is a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have discuss take possible action. No, next we have a public hearing to receive comment. I can't sign documents and read at the same time. It just doesn't work. Discuss and take, no, we have a public hearing to receive comment on proposed order of Commissioners Court for the designation of a 3-way stop sign at the intersections of County Road 2720, 2723, and 2727 and 2720 in Precinct 1. And I'm opening it up for a public hearing. Ms. Cody, you want to talk about that?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I live in this neighborhood
Where is
and
it?
Bear Spring Range.
I've heard of it, okay.
You could also know where you're at.
Yeah, and you don't know what road
I
it
used
is.
to ride that place on Martha.
Yeah.
You rode around that curve.
Now you don't want to because nobody's stopping. No, we
I would
definitely.
get lost on a horse now.
Yeah. We definitely need a 3-way stop sign at these intersections. I drive through these every day. Everybody in the neighborhood does. Right now, so 2723 and 2727 are, so 2720 is our main road, so we hit 2744, but you would think 2720 would be the one that has the right of way, but 2723, they just can keep going, and 2720 has to stop for them, but reality, they need to be stopping, all three, and they all need to be stopped, because they're just flying through.
Okay.
And with the development that's going out there, with more and more people coming out there, it's getting very dangerous. They're speeding through, we have our kids waiting for the bus at 6 o'clock in the morning, in the dark. Nobody is, being
Is this main artery, if you want, stop on?
They're, with, out these two, every other one is really not.
Yeah, it's generally with the drive of code on your main roads going in and going out, that road is left open and all intersecting roads are stopped. If, I don't know if that's what your decision or not, but that's what traffic code calls
The
for.
problem is with this is everything's curvy
If
either.
it's curvy and stuff like that, that's another question.
Safer to do it the other way. Okay. All right, thank you. Anybody else want to talk about it? We're going to close the public hearing and discuss a possible action on our order of the Commissioners Court for the designation of a three-way stop sign at the intersections of 2720 and 2723 and 2720 and 2727 in Precinct 1.
Make the motion to approve the three-way stop.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have discuss a possible action authorization to advertise for sealed bids for construction of the parking lot at the southwest corner of 14th and Avenue N. Is that across from the DA's office? So that's the land we bought some time back that is straight across Avenue N from the DA's parking lot. And we need to, the plan has always been to pave it. Once we got it approved, and the city has finally got it approved, so we need to go out to bids, pave it, so we can have parking there. As it is right now, sometimes Mr. Havey's office overlaps people when they're parked over in the dirt over there, which if it's muddy, it doesn't work so well.
Would it make any sense for us to do it now?
But,
Hey,
hey,
the only thing it's got on it, there's a fair amount of curving in it, but I mean, it's not just strictly, I can show you the plans of it. But
I
that's.
think I have it in my office still.
I'm not opposed to that if y'all want to do it. It's just up to y'all, but, is there any requirements from the city?
Take notice. Sir?
Is there any requirements from the city?
No, sir, I mean, we could bid, if they want to do the asphalt in it, we could have somebody bid out the curbing work and do all that, if they want to lay the asphalt in there or something, prep it, put the base down, and then somebody put all the curb work in, let y'all lay asphalt, we could certainly bid it that way.
I ain't got this.
Strike there.
It's,
I'll make the motion that we authorize that advertising for sealed bids.
okay. I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? You'll abstain. Okay. Thank you. We have, it's a 3-0 vote, so at least it's good.
301.
3-0 in a yellow cab abstain. Okay, with that, we're going to go into executive session to consult with our attorney regarding pending litigation. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you, Mr. Oberlender. You did it. Thank you.